to the leading organization in the world that will research and disclose and educate the public about life on Mars and formulate law and policy development regarding protecting the ecology and the civilization of Mars from human beings here on Earth. Ultimately, as I said, in the form of a Mars Protectorate Treaty that Alfred has already begun sketching out. So the papers are posted there under the recent news section of that Facebook group called The Discovery of Life on Mars. At the current time, we're also developing two websites. One will be the website for the Mars Anomaly Research Society, which will be at www.projectmars.net. And I'm going to be launching a separate website regarding my Pegasus revelations at www.projectpegasus.net. But those are still in development. So for now, we're working through the Facebook site. I'm corresponding with people on Facebook. We already have research associates identified from Canada, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Australia. So we're going to be asking individuals who make important discoveries regarding life on Mars. When they're from a new country, we're asking them whether they want to be the research associate from that particular country. And hopefully we will have a research associate from every country in the world who will also correspond with Mars anomalies in that country. But already, Antonio Di Bello, who is a lawyer from Italy, has sent me very valuable data, including another image of a humanoid being on Mars. And I also have, separate in part from him, I received a NASA image that I was asked to investigate by our Australian research associate. I don't want to mention his name because we haven't asked him yet to be our research associate, but this individual in Australia has also sent me an image that I found another humanoid in. So we're building a network, an international network of research associates, and we're going to be doing presentations on those websites, particularly on projectmars.net regarding our Mars findings, but also trying to spearhead the international effort to advance Mars anomaly research so that the people of the world ultimately know the truth, the natural history of their own solar system, which everybody has a human right to know that we live in an inhabited solar system, not just because there's life on Earth, but because there's also life on Mars. But until we get those websites up, we're relying on posting the Mars papers at exopolitics.com and also at that Facebook group entitled The Discovery of Life on Mars.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Again, facebook.com, search for The Discovery of Life on Mars, and take a look at exopolitics.com. And if you're listening to this later down the road, so to speak, when this interview has been posted, please also take a look at projectmars.net and projectpegasus.net for more information, as those sites will be available and up down the road here. Stay with us, Andrew, and we'll talk more after this break. Okay, that's our first hour with Andrew Di Basiago, our Q&A selection of a few of the questions that came in to us after our first program we did with Andrew. We are going to continue for another 2 hours now in our member section, and we are primarily going to focus on Mars and his testimony of how he ended up there. We talk about the purpose for him going there and how things was on Mars and the human astronauts or colonizers that he met there. We also talk about his encounter with some of the animals and the Martians there. We discuss underground bases on Mars, the human presence there, his teleportation trip, and a little bit more on how the teleportation device worked, both on the sending and receiving end. We talk about the catastrophe in 9500 BC or thereabout, what happened to Mars and on Earth. We talk about pre-civilization and some of the Egyptian-style artifacts and others that Andrew has highlighted in photographs of Mars that are available from NASA and other space agencies. And it's a very interesting story. Obviously, we can't confirm if it's true at this point. All we have is Andrew's testimony. And this is something that time might reveal to be true or false, depending on the evidence that could become available if we actually go to Mars. And depending, of course, on what they let us see once they get there. Several interesting anomalies and strange things have shown themselves in photos in pretty much all the probes, robots and rovers that NASA and other space agencies have sent there. So something is going on. The question is what? Andrew's story could also be verified if other people that Andrew worked with during the Pegasus project decides to come forward to verify the story. And again, we can't confirm if it's true or not, but we present it to you as it is, and as always, we ask you to use your own judgment on this issue. So, if you want to hear more, join us for 2 more hours with Andrew in our member section. All information on how to sign up and tune in can be found on our website, redicecreations.com. It's safe, easy, and simple to sign up and get full access to our material in our member section. Also, by the way, don't miss our walkthrough tour of the Rosicrucian Park in San Jose that we just added in our member section. It's 30 minutes long. That goes into the origins of Amorc, the ancient mystical order of the Rose Cross. We look at the founders, Harvey Spencer Lewis and his son Ralph M. Lewis, and talk about some of the occult arts they and other Rosicrucians are using and studying. We look at some of the official material from the Rosicrucian order, and we highlight some material from former Amorc member Pierre S. Freeman, his controversial testimony of mind control techniques used by the Amorc. We look at the symbolism, architecture, monuments, sphinxes, the obelisk, and other statues around the park. We also take a peek in the Egyptian Museum and look at some of the artifacts inside. Egyptian, Assyrian, Sumerian, and other stuff. So do take a look. Alright, we'll be back with hour 2 and 3 after this break.